You know, you have this young sister that's speaking about one big issue about, the fathers being in the household and why that's such an important subject matter and things that we really need to turn around as a community. Let's go ahead and check this out.
The biggest problem in the African American community is that there are no fathers in the home. That's the main issue. It's not police brutality. It's not drug use. It's not lack of resources. It's lack of fathers in the home. This is why I do not take a lot of black activists serious, because you never hear black activists talking about the real issues. They rather have black people thinking that all their issues stem from white people, when in 2025, it's simply not true. There are no white people instructing black women to procreate with the lowliest of the lowest black men. Gangbangers, drug dealers, scammers, literal murders, shooters. That don't got nothing to do with white people. That's a culture. A culture that grooms black women and girls into seeing criminals as prime mating options. So until black activists start talking about a national campaign to sway black women from this love after lockup approach to dating, I don't want to hear you. Nah, for real, shut up.
Statistically, just across the board, children do better with a father in the household, with a mother and a father. They do better in their mental health, overall health. They do better. They do better in school. Do you know kids that come from single-parent households are more incarcerated than children that came from a household with a father? See, when a father's around, you don't have that protector. You don't have that provider. You don't have that spiritual leader. You don't have the man being in the house. And children need to see that. And the women need protection. See, there's too many sisters in our community that's not protected. They say they're not protected. Well, you're not protected because you don't have a covering. And your covering is supposed to be your husband. They always say, well, black women are not the most, not protected, but when you run away from marriage, you don't have a covering. And you can't expect random black men to come to your defense. If they choose to, for whatever reason, great. But you're supposed to have your own man, your own husband. And I've always preached this to sisters. Don't have no children unless that man gave you his last name. Don't have no kids with your boyfriend. That's no commitment. A boyfriend is not a commitment. A marriage is a commitment. And at certain levels, you shouldn't get access to certain things, period. In marriage, okay, you get it all. If your girlfriend, boyfriend, hey, you only get so much. And children is never on the table, a girlfriend and boyfriend. That's only for a marriage. Because children deserve a mother and a father together. The only way you're going to have fathers in the household is to have commitment way before those babies come into the world. It's just that simple. We didn't have these issues and more of us was married in our community. We didn't have these issues. You go back to the 50s and 40s and 60s, you had higher marriage rates. And you didn't hear black women saying they didn't have nobody to protect them. They didn't have nobody to help with the kids. No, that wasn't even a conversation. Why? Because most black women were married. The average age of black women being married in that era was 19. Black women were getting married at 19, and they were the most married. Black women were the most married women in the United States of America in that time period. Now you fast forward to 2025, they're the least married. What happened? You abandon the principles of what we understood to be with family. Now they all get online and say, oh, well, because women couldn't have a bank account. Women couldn't have a house. Women couldn't work certain places. And when they got this freedom, they left their husbands and this and that. Okay, yeah, they left their husbands. Fine. Okay, you left them. You see the result of it, though? You act like we just talking about what's factually happened. You act like it's been a positive for the whole overall community that women start focusing on all these other things. And I'm not saying women can't have a career. I'm not saying women can't have a house or a bank account. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you left the family. And that's why our situation is in shambles right now. That's just a reality. Our children need fathers. It's just that simple. But one thing I will say, brothers and sisters are still getting married. I see them. That's number one. Number two, with this current administration cutting off a lot of access to women on some things, there's like some women gonna be like, yeah, all right, what a brother said. A woman will say, I'm ready to cooperate. I'm ready to work with a brother. And that's all we need is just to work with each other. And we'll be all right. We'll be okay as a community. We'll be okay. But our kids need fathers.